Okay, this is before I say anything, I guess one thing I do want to mention is that part of the another goal of this channel is for it to be kind of like a safe space for me to talk about certain things I wouldn't normally be able to. I guess which I don't know feels maybe weird because I'm doing it on the internet, but whatever. Point is, I don't know. I just feel like I want to be able to talk about these things because I kind of have nobody else to physically talk about them with. And the internet is such a big place. Maybe someone somewhere will find this and be able to offer help or something. I don't know. Bottom line is, well, the point is, I just wanted to talk about people in general. I think it was like 2024. I was like, I don't. It's like I'm just understanding how people actually work. Because I kind of like I'm just gonna see it like I didn't have friends consistently around me growing up. I'm just gonna see it like that. It was more of like uh the people that I could hang out with, they did not live close to me, and that made for a very lonely childhood. I mean, I had a sister, and we were close when we were growing up, but then she went off to school. It was a whole thing, and she had her own friends too. She had a life besides me. Yeah. Um. You know. Sometimes it just feels kind of weird, like the entire world is kind of secluding me, because I don't know, man. I don't know. I really know how to say it. I mean, I've tried looking for solutions to this particular issue of like being alone, and a lot of people recommend like Discord servers and whatever, but like no one. I'm a very I don't know if giving person is the term I want to use to describe myself, but I'm a very I also don't want to say hyper, right? Because the hyperness died when the existential dread came in. That's not funny. Um, it was like I'm. I think what the best way to say is that I don't want shallow connections, right? I kind of want a found family squad type deal. Type of things where you guys can come online, if not every day, at least most days in the week. Can talk about fun stuff. You can maybe you can have maybe you're creatives together. You can talk about like projects you're working on together. Oh, hey, I posted this on our Instagram page, and oh, we're working on this one next. That sense of camaraderie. I've never really had that kind of thing that wasn't kind of already like structured or instituted, like maybe a church group or a school project group type thing, right? And thinking this is also the point, because like in high school, the this loneliness thing was more of a home thing. It was more of like at home, I'm kind of lonely, right? Because of like I have nobody else shares my interests, and my interests are pretty bizarre for where I live. No, not. I mean, yeah, anime is not more mainstream, but uh, while anime is mainstream, writing is not. Storytelling is not a thing that everybody does, especially here, and especially the type of stories that I tell, right? And drawing anime is even more niche here. Anime itself not niche. Drawing anime very niche. And not even talk like, if you guys have seen, I guess you can see my dance style on my videos here. My dance style is not something that's also very like not popular. I don't know if that popular as well, but it's not common. It's not common. Yeah, there are states in my country where like dance styles like mine are can find a home, but that's literally the point. It's not in my state. I would literally have to travel hours to find someone, to just find a place where I can, just dance and be free, like with other people like me. I'd have to travel to do that. So, but in high school, right, or in school in general, I've always, even if we didn't always get along, I always had people around me. Some were friends, some were not, some were acquaintances, some were just classmates. But there was still this sense of we are classmates and we are schoolmates. You know, I had friends. I had like people I love talking to, friends in junior classes, senior classes. But the moment I got to uni, everything kind of changed in the most disgusting way possible. One, I was known throughout my entire uni stay. I was stuck with completely incompatible people. They're not bad people. We were just incompatible. That's quite literally it. They're not bad people. They were just incompatible people. I know I myself. I'm not easy to live with. I know. Uh, the ADHD was really strong around the time I first entered uni. I mean, I know how to handle myself a lot better now. I have systems on how to do the mundane things that regular people find so easy to do, but takes me constant hours. But back then, there was like I didn't even know ADHD or anything ADHD related applied to me. So yeah, so that was where I lived, right? But at the same time, I wanted to study creative writing in school, but unfortunately, there is no such thing as creative writing in my country as a course. The closest thing was performing arts. And I was sad, and honestly speaking, this day I wish I didn't pick that thing. But I that was the only thing I saw that could see that, because I really wanted to write. I really wanted to do storytelling and stuff like that. And it's like, you know what, fine, let's go, let's do it. And day one, I was like, yeah, this is not what I signed up for. But it's like, what exactly am I going to transfer to? Where am I transferring to? you know? So I also hated my department. And which means, I don't know. So basically, long story short, university was not like high school, not like primary school, not like no, I don't really have much memories from nursery school. I know primary, and I think primary should be like middle school. Is middle school correct? Yeah, primary should be like middle school for like other countries. Primary school here should be middle school for you guys. Then junior high is SS1 to SS2. No, junior high is GS1, GS1 to GS3. Senior high school SS1 to SS3, whole thing. Um, but yeah, it's kind of, because I'm just like asking like how do friends really work? Because in my entire existence, I've only had a handful of people. Like for example, right now, I have only like one person who would call me, and I'll pick his call immediately without blinking. I remember this one time I was in school. He had already graduated from college, but I was still there. And I was like, this was around the time where a lot of things were just like hard. This was like post pandemic, so they were like really rushing us in school. So a lot of things were just really stressful, and with this particular day, I was exhausted beyond all reason. But then he now called me, and I picked the call, and he was like, "Are you doing something?" And I'm like, "No, not really." Oh no, actually no. I think he's asked me like, "What are you doing?" I think I did mention that I was tired or something like that. And I said, "Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, no, you're busy. Okay, then don't worry, I'll call you." Like I was like, "Why do you ask?" He said, "Because he's in school right now." I said, "Why didn't you why did you say that first?" Like I didn't care that I was tired. I dressed up, ran out of my hostel and ran to go and meet him. This is like my literal best friend in the whole world. Literal best friend in the whole world. Um, when it comes to best friendship, there has been none that matches my relationship with him. None. Like other best friendships have been kind of like this type of thing where you are physically in the same place and you just do things together, but you're not connecting, mentally. Like connecting on like on a deep level where like your everything, your communication, your likes and dislikes, and just spontaneous. We don't exactly like all the same things, and we have things, we have hills we will die on when it comes in terms of arguments, but it's effortless. There's only one other person that this has happened with, and it was a girl. And let's just say we met when I still had a lot of emotional baggage to work through. It's the whole thing. Yeah. She's not in the picture anymore, and she never will be anymore. That's a topic for another day. Um, but basically, yeah, it's just like most people would like I said, a lot of people are trying to say, you know, let's talk on Discord servers and stuff. The fact is it's not so that advice is only easy for somebody who is number one, not doesn't have ADHD, and also isn't trying to build a business from scratch. Like, quite literally, I'm literally stressing myself. I'm literally not stressed out. I'm enjoying what I'm doing, but like it's already a lot. My bandwidth is extremely limited, especially when it comes to people. I won't even really blame it on ADHD because it's not really an excuse, right? Because there are people with ADHD that have the bandwidth to like accommodate people, and maybe they're not. But like I cannot blame it on the fact that I didn't always have people around me growing up, like on the ready. Majority of the times, wherever I lived, I was always the only one my age around there. One, two, I was always the only one that had my interests. Nobody like my the things I like doing. Music. I didn't even let's never talk about music. Music was not something that became a thing for me until like 2014 or something. But you get the point, right? It's like how I can't bring myself to, because for me to build a connection with some with people online or in Discord servers, I would have to be constantly on that server every day. But that doesn't exactly work because I'm trying to build a connection with specific people, but the Discord server is like can be very large, and if I'm coming online, I might not meet the same people I met yesterday. Okay, what about joining a smaller server? The problem isn't the servers; it's more or less the quote unquote willingness to banter every day. And I literally don't have that time. It's like it's the dilemma where I want friends, I want people I can hang out with, but at the same time I don't. If they're not living around me and are not actively looking for me, it's like I don't have their time. That kind of thing. The reason why this girl I mentioned earlier was so different was because the first time we first met, we talked and we exchanged numbers. But I was at the same time I was also going through a lot, so I didn't even bother messaging her. She messaged me first, and I was like, okay. And then we kept talking, and we had a lot in common. And like I said, she was like, I don't want to say she was like the female version of my best friend because that's not what our vibe was at all. Our vibe was kind of like a lot deeper than that, right? Like my vibe with the girl. I mean, not him. It's a lot deeper than that. It's just, and it was like I didn't have to message her first. She was always, and not always, right? I don't want it to seem like she was doing all the heavy lifting. It was a mutual thing. She was looking forward to seeing me and talking to me, and I was looking forward to speaking and talking to her. And if it's not like that, I don't have the strength for a friendship because I'm also not saying this because I'm just so lazy. I don't want to put in the work. I'm saying this because I've been putting in the work for years, and that hasn't been reciprocated. It and like for I'm in my late 20s, by the way. I'm not a child. I'm in my late 20s, right? And it's like in this all this time I've only been able to make a very strong connection with two people. Now, normally, if oh yeah, I have a best friend and our conversations are spontaneous, but like he has a lot he's dealing with as well. So we can't talk as often as we used to, but when we were in school or when things didn't happen. I'm not going to elaborate for past that. So it's like essentially I'm just kind of giving. I mean, it's like I've given up, but at the same time I haven't given up, because if I've truly given up, I wouldn't be making this video. But like I've given up in the sense that it's like I don't even know what I can do to solve this apart from literally moving from where I am. But I haven't built my income yet. So I literally can't move. I'm stuck here. And yeah, I mean somebody it's less about, like I said, it's less about me wanting a romantic relationship. I want a found family, group, friends, squad, people that I can joke around casually with. I can say, hey, I did this YouTube video, or hey, did you like? I have a lot. Do you listen? You know, the fact is, I can talk. I talk a lot, right? I talk so much, and the major reason, because like this video is already 16 minutes in, I can easily talk for 2 hours straight, maybe three. I am not joking, possibly four. That's literally how lonely I am. I feel like that sounds cringe, but I don't really care. That's literally how alone I've been, because I talk a lot because I have so much to say, but nobody to listen to what I have to say. It's part of why this YouTube channel is the only thing. I want my voice to be heard. I don't want to die in obscurity. I don't want the things I do that I think are cool to stay with me alone, even though nobody's seeing it yet. I guess this is a little. I don't know if tangent is the word for this. I just wanted to. I was feeling some type of way, and I just feel like I should talk about it. Ideally, what I would want from this video is maybe somebody sees it and like, hey, let's be friends or something. But honestly speaking, I don't even think that's not really the solution either, because that would also mean, you know, um, because of, like, for example, I mean, I have an idea for a story I want to do, and a project I want to do, and I want people I want to be updating people on. I'm like, hey, if you're interested, let's work on this project together. But like, imagine like 100 people see that, and 100 people want to join my Discord, and they're in there, but like I don't have the bandwidth to talk to 100 people. So it's kind of like it's just a weird dilemma I have, where I want friends, but I am too exhausted. I'm too socially exhausted and isolatedly exhausted, if I can say it like that. That I can't be, and also multiple massive amounts of disappointment that I can't even really be bothered to even try building anything. I mean, if it's different if like we are here physically, because if you're here physically, it's easier to like vibe. Because this is another thing. I kind of like I met these like this group of people, like I said, I basically said like the place where like people dance like me, like my style of dance, where people are like weird like that, like it's some people that do hip hop, contemporary, crump, stuff like that. These were like people I was shocked to find that people like this existed in my country. Really shocked, right? I actually do. So I was really really shocked, and I found like, so I'm actually not alone, but like I said, they live in a different state. I literally had to cross states to find people like me. And also, the state where they live is also not safe. It's literally a thing. Everybody in that state knows it is not a safe place. I got robbed there twice in 1 week, one time. So it's, yeah, that's another little thing of why I'm not there. You know? Oof. It's so hard. It's so hard. So it's like I want friends, but I'm also socially exhausted. It's a lot easier if it's physical, but I don't live where people understand what the heck I'm saying. It's like I am literally like a skyscraper in like among a bunch of huts. And that's not to say people around me are dumb or anything. That is kind of just how different our um, interests, worldviews, um, goals, projects, everything. It's just how different we are. Not that I'm not. It's also not the matter like the way. It's not like me saying that I'm futuristic while they are backwards. No, it's just that's just how it's like two different worlds. That's basically what I'm trying to say. I live in a different world than where I live physically. Kind of that thing. And I don't know what the solution is. I really don't. Especially because, if I was, if I had a stable job, an income, and everything, I guess I could put more time into looking for companions because no man is an island. Everybody needs somebody, right? But I don't have that time. I literally have to work and stuff. And when I say work, I mean freelance work. I'm not working in an office. I'm not working in an office because, like I said, the things that I do and the arts that I make and everything, there is no such studio like that here. Where the state I live, there's no such studio like that here. So if anything I'm doing, I have to do it online. So yeah, I really wasn't aiming for this video to be 20 minutes, 21 minutes, but I'm actually more proud of myself that I actually kept it to 21 minutes. Usually by this time it'd be 40 minutes in already. Anyways, it was just it's just me talking. If you made it this far, I guess thanks. Um, thanks for watching. I guess that's all. Jesus loves you, sinner loves you. Bye.